So in my opinion, homeowners should really start thinking about not using harsh chemicals like this one right here. And my reasoning for that is because anytime I have used products like these, it clears out the drain a little bit, doesn't usually clear it out all the way, and usually it's not too long before it's plugged up again. So in this video, I'm gonna show you the proper ways in order to unplug a plug drain so that it stays unplugged for many, many years. And it's very easy to do, and it's what most of your plumbers are gonna do if you call one out and pay that expensive service call. So let's go ahead and jump right in. All right, so here is my sink where I currently do have a bit of a plug here. Now, like I mentioned a little bit ago, of course, this is what pretty much everybody goes to when your drain starts to be stopped up a little bit or it starts to really slow down. And this is not just to put hate on Drano. I mean, they're the best at what they do. It's just, in my opinion, this is not a permanent fix. This is more of a temporary fix because, at least in my experience, I have never poured this down in a drain and it stay unplugged for any amount of time. And again, nothing against Drano. I'm talking about any other companies that make very similar products that do the same thing. I've just gotten to where I just do not think that that is the fix for this issue because it's gonna come right back. So I'm just gonna show you really quickly. I'm gonna turn the water on. You're gonna see that I've got a little bit of a plug here. And then after I show you all the things to be looking out for and how to fix this long term, I'll go ahead and turn it back on and you should see that it just goes right down the drain and doesn't back up. All right, so I didn't time it, but I ran it for about 30 seconds. As you can see, it backed up very steadily, but it is also draining at this point. This isn't terrible. You can tell this is not the worst plug that you can have, as what did that take? Maybe 5 to 10 seconds to then drain out. There's very easily plugs where it takes a very long time for even that amount to drain out. And if you've got a real serious plug, it'll fill up obviously a lot faster. So I'm not expecting to find a ton, but definitely enough to restrict water to where it's backing up like this. All right, so just really quickly, I want to show you this tool right here. Some of you may have seen things like this that are very similar. Now, this is not going to be a permanent fix. I do personally think it is better than using the liquids to take care of a drain. But when I use this if I've got a really plugged up drain, I will use this to at least get water flowing again. Maybe it's late at night. I don't really have the time to do all the permanent fixes I'm going to show you here in just a moment. This thing really can come in handy. Get that drain open back up, buy you a little bit of time to where you have time to then permanently fix it. And the way it works is, and there's some junk that is just stuck to it that I can't really get off. So obviously I use this, but it's got these little plastic barbs on it. I'd say probably 3 to 4 inches of barbs going up here. And this just gets put down into the drain. And once you have it down into the drain, you got this little handle, this angled handle here, that then you just spin it. And as it spins down in your pipes, it collects all that nasty stuff that you see here. And when I use this, obviously it was much worse than you see on it currently, but it gets the drain opened up quickly. So just wanted to show this to you. I do recommend that you have something like this because when you're in a pinch and you need to get that thing opened up, these things work great and again can buy you some time to then get it actually permanently fixed. And so like always, for your convenience, I'll have links to this along with everything else you'll see in this video down in the description down below, and I also have a QR code up on the screen so you can just scan it with a smart device and it will take you directly to everything you see in this video so you can check them all out for yourself. Alrighty, so now here we are down in the cabinet below the sink here. As you can see, we've got our drain line coming down. We've got our trap down here at the bottom, and then it curves up and then out towards whether you have a septic or to the public utilities. These are shut-off valves for the water. We got one on this side, one on this side. This is a very standard setup, especially in newer homes. Now, if you have an older home, you might not have all of this PVC, but you're gonna have some sort of a trap on it that's gonna look very similar to this. And for the most part, all of these fixes should pertain to you, especially the one that is almost always what causes this issue. All right, so first thing I would always recommend you do, here's the bottom of our P-trap just out of frame up above. Clear out the area below the drain, and then just take an old towel or something that you don't care that gets wet with some nasty water and set that down to protect your cabinets. So once I got my towel down, that's when then I'll take something like this, just like You can get like a Rubbermaid container. You want it to be shallow so it fits below your drain, and this will have plenty of room for the very little amount of water that's stuck in the trap. Alrighty, so the first place we're gonna go to is the trap. This is a very common area for stuff to get stuck, accumulate over time, and then therefore cause a slow drain or even a complete blockage depending on what all has gone down this drain. So for me, I've got PVC. This is gonna be very easy if you have PVC because for the most part, you can usually just use your hands to take this apart. If not, if you're having some difficulty though, getting it loose with your hands, if you have some channel locks, I always recommend people have channel locks. These things can come in handy on so many projects that can also help you get these started and loosened up. Obviously, if you've got galvanized steel or something else, depending on what the fittings are, you're gonna wanna use the proper tools. And if you've got galvanized, I can tell you 100%, you're not gonna be able to do it by hand. So you'll need those tools. All right, so I've got this fitting here and I've got this one up here. I always just go to this bottom one first. This is gonna help release the P-trap and be able to see if there's anything inside of it and also get it cleaned out while we have it taken apart. So righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. See how easy that got started? We're just gonna take that all the way up. And so now that's done. We haven't broken the seal, so water hasn't come out yet. So you may also want to throw on some gloves because it's definitely gonna be wet. So I'm also gonna undo this one back here. We got a little bit of water already coming out into our little bucket there. All right, we got that one off. And now this is where we're actually gonna break the seal and we're gonna have quite a bit of water wanna come out. Just wanna do it very carefully and slowly so it doesn't splash everywhere. See how this thing is full of water here? That's about how much water you're gonna have to contend with. So definitely need something underneath. Slowly slide this down. All right, got nothing coming out. Go ahead, pour my water out into my little bin here. And now we can look down inside. And as you can see, not super dirty. Actually, what you're seeing down there in the bottom, that's actually just a little bit of staining. That's not actually anything that's causing a plug. There's a little bit of hair right there. But for the most part, this P-trap is pretty clean. All right, so before we move on, I just wanna really quickly tell you about today's sponsor, which is Cook Unity. And honestly, this is something that's been saving me a ton of time lately. And here's the way that it works. Cook Unity connects you with top chefs from across the US who make these fresh, chef-prepared meals that get delivered right to your door. And I'm not talking about your typical frozen meal kit stuff. These are actual restaurant quality dishes that are made by real chefs and they show up fresh and ready to heat and eat. Like this one right here, you can see the chef's name, the meal description, and everything is labeled. All you do is peel, heat it up, plate it, and you're good to go. And in all honesty, the variety is incredible. There are hundreds of meals to choose from, whether you're looking for low carb, vegetarian, comfort food, whatever it is, there's something for everyone. So here's the great offer. Cook Unity is giving you, my viewers, 50% off your first order. Just use the link that I have down in the description down below, and then just use my code HOWTOHOME at checkout to try it all out for yourself. So a huge thank you to Cook Unity for sponsoring this video, but now let's get back into the project. All right, so there are two directions you can go with this. There could be a plug going through here then to the actual septic or sewer. I have found that's less likely because it's got to contend with going through the P-trap and all the bending there before getting up in here. It can happen though, and at that point, you're gonna have to take more of this apart, or at the very least, try to get something up in there to then extract the hair and all the junk out of it. But again, in my experience, almost never is going to be the case. So usually I then just work my way up here. I can already see that junk that was just hanging in the bottom of this part of this drain here. So definitely looks like we're probably going to have our issue up in this area here, and maybe even most of the time a little bit higher up. All right, so now that I've got that, I'm going to go ahead and take this one off and remove this section and see how much is in here. So same thing, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. All right, now just stay just like that. Oh, we got more stuff hanging out of this pipe right down here. And if we look through here, it's pretty open, but look at all that sludge and junk that's building up towards the bottom of it and all around the sides. And so again, this is why I like to take these things completely apart, because while this is not where the actual plug is at, this is a problem just waiting to happen. And now that I've got it apart, super easy to just clean this out real quick. And then when we go to put everything back together, it's gonna be wide open. But now what we're after is is this right here, where your drain stop connects to that little lever you pull up and down. When you pull that lever up and down, it pulls this up, makes this rod go into the up position, which then pulls that drain down, and that's why then it seals so that you can keep water in the bowl of the sink. All right, so what I want to do is I want to turn this little nut here, and again, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So I'm just going to turn that until it releases from the drain pipe here. All right, there you go. You want to pay attention to what order things come out of here, because if you put it back in the wrong way, then you're not going to have a good seal, and you might actually have some leaking coming out of this right here. So as you can see, I took that off. There's a little white ball that is coming out now, and I don't really need to pull it all the way out, but just for demonstration purposes, as you can see right there, this is where you can also have an issue, because you see how rusty that gets. They all get like this. So you might want to, if you're doing this and it's been a long time, you might want to have one of these on hand. Again, I'll have links for stuff like this, all the parts and tools you'll see in this video down in the description, but you might want to have one of these on hand when you do this, because sometimes when you pull this out, that can be so rusty it just breaks off, and if it breaks off, then a lot of times it's not reusable. You need to replace it, because if you don't, the drain won't work. In this case, it is quite rusty, but we're going to be able to reuse it and put it back in there once we're all done. Alrighty, so obviously we're back up top here. Our drain plug here is now released. All I need to do is grab it. Now it's up a little bit, so I can easily grab this. If you can't, you'll need to use like a flat-headed screwdriver or a pick just to get it started. And then once you do, all you gotta do is pull it up. And usually this is where we see where our plug is. All right, so interestingly enough, while there is plenty of gunk and junk on there, this is only contributing to the blockage. A lot of times when you pull these out, you're gonna see a ton of hair and junk like built up right here, where it's starting to build up right there. You'll see a bunch of it right there, and that usually is where the majority of your plugs are at. And when you pull this out, you can clean this off, put it back in, and then it'll be wide open again. But I found every time that I do this, it is usually something different, or at least a variation of it. So anyways, definitely gonna pull this out, clean it up before we put it back in, but this is not the main culprit. All right, so in this case, if we look down the drain, as you can see, that is the main culprit. There is so much stuff down in there. There's like all kinds of films, hair, junk, buildup, probably a lot of like excess toothpaste that's gone down there that's just building up all around that pipe. And you can see, look how small that hole is that the water is having to try and get through in order to drain out. So that is definitely the issue with, in this case, that thing is all gummed up. But the good news is this is a super, super easy fix. All right, so I still have my towel and that bucket down below. That's going to be key here. In this case, we're going to need to use something to be able to clean this pipe up. So I showed you this tool a little while ago. This thing's going to actually work perfectly for then getting all that cleaned up. And so I'm just going to put this down in there, scrape all my sides, and push everything down into that bucket that's down below. And you'll find as you're doing this, most of the time, the stuff that's down in that pipe and in the drain, it wants to fall out of there. So once you just start pushing it down, it will fall down into that bucket down below. So I'm going to take some paper towels, wad them up like this, and I'm just going to shove it down in the drain all the way through. And you want to make sure it's thick enough that it's going to hit all these sides. It shouldn't be super easy just to push down in there, because you want it going up against those walls to clean everything out. So I just twist and push the whole way down, working it down through the bottom of that pipe. All right, that should be down enough, and we've twisted it enough that should clear up a lot of that junk. So I'm just gonna pull it back up. So as you can see, it is just full of just nasty dirt and junk that was caked all the way around that pipe. All right, so as you can see, while it's not like perfectly clean, I wouldn't eat off of it, but that hole is now wide open again, and water is gonna have zero issue going through that. But before we start reassembling everything again, we want to make sure we get everything cleaned out that we took off. So I'll clean out this section of pipe for the trap. And then after I get done with that, I will then just clean off the stopper and get all the nasty grime off of it. All right, so now I've got my stopper cleaned up. This back part here where this eyelet is, you want this to go towards the back of the sink, not the front. You want it flipped around to where it's going towards the back, and then just set it down into the bottom of the bowl. All right, so got my stopper put back in. This is where it can get kind of tedious. We want to take this metal, put it back in to this hole that we unscrewed it from and pulled it out of earlier. And so as you can see, I can't get it to go in. All right, so instead what I'm gonna have to do is use one hand to try and insert this in. And unfortunately you can't see, but I'm using my other hand to pull the stopper up until I feel that piece of metal go into that eyelet and set properly, which is right there. Okay, if I had 3 hands, I could have showed you this a little bit better, but as you can see, I got that inserted in, and so now the stopper's in the up position, and that's because the stem for it, gravity's gonna pull it down. So if you just insert this in, a lot of times, unless you catch it just right, it's gonna be too low to get that piece of metal into the stopper. I've been able to bounce it before and get it in, but most of the time I gotta use 2 hands and line them up. And when you get that metal to go in, once it's lined up properly, you'll know when it goes in, to where you can then take that piece of metal for the stopper down underneath the sink. And if you move it, you can see this goes up and down. All right, so now I've got that inserted in properly. We know it's working because I use my stopper. And doing this, like I was just talking about, if you do this and you're looking from the top, that will be going up and down. You know you've got it in the eyelet and you're ready to have it all tightened up and installed. So I just need to take that nut that was on there, slide it up the shaft, and then turn it to the right, and then we just tighten it all the way down until it's nice and hand tight. Don't want to over tighten any of this stuff. If you use tools to over tighten it, you risk cracking it, and then you've got all kinds of leak issues. So don't have to be super tight. The other thing is you don't want to over tighten this too much, because if you do go to pull this up and down and it's very difficult to, you tighten this down too much and that ball is not able to move very easily. So you just got to back it off just a little bit and it makes it a lot smoother. All right, so now that that's in place, I now take this straight piece that we earlier was just full of junk. We got it all nice and cleaned up. Just slide it back over the PVC there and then lock it down just like that. And now I can take the trap, slide it up onto that pipe. Just gotta kind of slide it back and forth. It'll slide up where it needs to go. Also want to make sure it's seated over here properly where it's gonna seal at. And then once I got it slid all the way up, then I just need to lock down both of these nuts as well, turning them clockwise, getting them nice and hand tight. All right, so now this is all back together. What I like to do now, since I still have my bucket down below, I like to open up that drain, turn the water on, and just make sure I don't have any leaks going on down below here. So I'll go ahead and do that now. All right, so now I'll go ahead and turn it off. Had that run for about 30 seconds or so. I have 0 leaks happening, so we're good to go here. All right, so just coming up here to the top, just want to show you really quickly everything that got caught down in this bucket that we had down below the pipe. Look at all that junk that we got out of there. It was just built up all the way around it and was really restricting that water flow. And there's still some on here, and a lot of it was also on the paper towels. So quite a bit of junk that was in there. And again, if you would have just used a chemical like that one there, or the others that are very similar to it, there's no way it would have cleared all this up. It would have made your clog better, but it'll be right back in no time. And as you can see, we pull our stopper up and down. It's working properly, but now let's go ahead, turn the water on, and just see if this backs up at all. It shouldn't, but before it starts backing up, usually around 15 to 20 seconds. So I'll go ahead and let it run for a while and speed it up for you. All right, so I actually let that run for about 40 to 50 seconds. And as you can see, there was no buildup, and the little bit that just collects, which is very normal while it's running, drained out instantly. So like I said, this is 100% the way to take care of this problem. Quit messing around with chemicals like this one. And again, other brands that are like it, in my opinion, quit messing around with them. They're just a temporary fix that I'm sure just about all of you have experience with, that when you use this, first of all, it takes a little while for it to clear it up, and then it's not that long after your plug is back, just as bad as it was before. And again, like I said earlier, like always, I'll have links for everything you saw in this video, from the tools, materials, everything you saw. I'll have links for it down in the description down below. And a QR code is up on the screen that you can scan with a smart device so that all of you can check out all of them for yourself and fix this issue for good. Now, if you found value in this video, then you will definitely find value in some other videos I did in the past on related subjects that have to do with plumbing that are very common around the household. Things that are gonna go wrong, leaky faucets, things of that nature. So I will post some links to some videos right over here. Whichever one of these interests you the most, all you have to do is click on it and it will take you directly to it. But I hope that you found value in this video. And if you did, if you could do me a huge favor, hit that thumbs up button right down below. And of course, if you have any questions or comments still, you can leave those down in the comment section. I'm Adam with How to Home, and I'll catch you in one of the next videos.